Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Transcendental Transformation. Our guest today is a yoga therapist who believes that if you practice yoga in a therapeutic way, it relieves ailments such as suffering in physical, psychological, and spiritual disease. She uses Vinniyoga, which includes breath-centric practices with safe intelligence sequencing. Please help me welcome my guest, Angela Van Hemert.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So tell me, what is Vinniyoga?
Vinniyoga is, it was actually started with TKV Desikachar in India. And he is the son of Krishnamacharya. I'm going to give you a little bit of yoga history.
Okay, please do.
Okay,
I have no clue who he is.
So a little bit of yoga history here. Krishnamacharya is sometimes called the father of modern yoga.
Oh.
He's the one who taught Patabi Joyce, where we get Ashtanga yoga. You know, there's he taught a lot of the called gurus that have made different lineages of yoga. And my teacher, who is Gary Crafso, studied with both of them, TKV Desikachar and Krishnamacharya. And actually it was Desikachar that made up this term Vinniyoga.
Okay.
And it's a Sanskrit word. It's in the Yoga Sutras. And what it means is proper adaptation and differentiation.
Oh, wow.
So you're adapting poses to fit an individual rather than fit the individual into the pose.
Okay.
That's what I mean by form over function.
Okay.
And then the other thing is individualization. So I'm not teaching yoga, I'm teaching a person. So it's always the person in front of me that is my focus of intention. And I do have a set that I like to teach, and then what happens is somebody comes into the room and I go, oh, throw it out, and here's the person.
So I mean, because when I've taken yoga before, and I was a weightlifter, and I always thought that, yoga, it was just stretching and that, because we have these, I mean, here in the States, we always have these ideas of things we don't know anything about. And I would tell you something, the first time I tried it, even though I was totally fit, I was sweating in that. But it was hard for me because a lot of times they do, I was in a class where they put everybody, and everybody does the same thing. So this is a little bit different then. So you're tailor-making.
Well, because I'm doing yoga therapy. And so most of the time I'm doing one-on-one, or I'm doing a class that's geared towards a group topic. So say back health, back care. I have people in there who are recovering from surgery, people with desperate back pain. And what I do is I look at what's there, and then I gear the yoga towards the person.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So you can help someone, because you would think that bending and stretching or doing something, even in a therapeutic way. I know a lot of people who have back injuries that say, oh, I can't bend, I can't do certain things because the pain is too great.
Yes.
So you're telling me that this would help them?
Definitely.
Oh, wow.
Definitely. I have a lot of people that I would attest to that. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to have you on, because I know that you've been studying this for so many years, ever since I knew you.
Right.
And, and I knew that there was a lot more out there. And, I'm kind of a noob when it comes to yoga and stuff like that. So, and I know a lot of people like me, I have questions and stuff. And,
Right.
you remember I got hit by the car and stuff.
Yes.
And had all sorts of back pains and stuff.
Yes.
So how would, say I came into you, how would you start with someone like me?
Well, I would do an assessment,
Okay.
a physical assessment, and it would be sort of like you would stand there, I would look at you, you would sit down, I would look at you, lay down, look at you. So I would get an idea of what your body's like, and then I would have you move in simple movements to assess how your joints moved according to your spine, and then how your spine moved. Then I would go from there. So everything is based on an assessment. And a verbal is also verbal, because I have a objective thing that I'm seeing.
Correct.
And then you have a subjective thing that you're feeling.
Absolutely.
And we work together. So it's a working together and a synergy, and that's what yoga is about, is union.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of people are intimidated by a lot of things that they don't know, and even after I tried it in a class, even though I worked out a lot and did a lot of sports, I was intimidated because I saw people moving in ways that I could never even dream, even still to this day.
Yeah.
But I always heard that it was more for relaxation, and now you're telling me also it has so many therapeutic properties to it.
Right. So, like my teacher likes to say, one of the first things he was told when he was 19 years old and began his studies in India is yoga is to prepare you for the moment of death. Mm-hmm. Which is really heavy for a 19-year-old to hear.
Yes.
But what that does is it tells you that yoga has a depth to it that a lot of people in the United States have no idea about. Yes. It's not just about the physical movement.
Correct.
We have so much more to offer if people are willing and able to do it. So there's just the physical movement. Then there's pranayama, which is the breath practices.
Okay.
And there's quite a few of those. And then we have chanting, which is vocal. So you bring sound into it. That's where kirtan comes in, if you know that word. Most people know that word, kirtan.
Yes.
Then you have other things that will expand on you, like meditation, samadhi, which is a concentration. So there's all different levels, and you can go through every level, and I keep on saying that I could study this for the rest of my life and not know it all.
Yes.
You know, it's just...
But that's smart because, you know, everybody is so quick to call themselves master and teacher and all that stuff. And they want to act like they know everything. And even as someone who teaches people and helps people and teaches teachers, you know, I always tell people, like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything and I don't want to know everything. Plus, there's always something to learn. I mean, how boring would life be if all of a sudden we just learned everything at the age of 19, right?
That's why I keep going to classes. Because I know I don't know.
Yes, yes.
You know, I think that's you know, it's a little bit of like, I feel like I don't know, you know, and there are times when I don't know, you know, really.
And even the things, and I always like to tell people too, and I'm sure you can vouch for this, but even the things that we know, there's always a deeper form to it. You know, there's a deeper understanding that we can come, and yoga can bring that as well, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, chakra work is one of my favorite things to do. And people don't understand that in the United States at all.
Yes.
You know, they think it's about a color and it's a sound.
Yes.
And it's like that's the surface of a chakra.
Yes.
You know, there's such a depth to that and such a depth to the practices around chakra work that it's like, you know.
But, you know, that's one of the reasons why, you know, I called you and I wanted you on the show because, you know, you understand that it takes a lot of work for, you know, us to gain some knowledge. And it's not about gaining how much knowledge can we gain within a certain amount of time and how fast can we go out there. But, you know, it's about taking what we know at the moment and being able to expand it in our lives.
Exactly. Exactly. I understand.
So why did you decide to go to yoga therapy?
That's a loaded question.
Right? Well, you know,
So I was a dedicated yoga student, and I decided that I wanted to take a yoga class to become a teacher. In that training, which was only 200 hours, I got injured and more injured and a little bit more injured. And I realized there's something here that I might not understand.
Yes.
And at the end of that, I was going, actually, after I was through with that and I was already a teacher, I went for a continuing education as an injured yoga teacher student. And I met my teacher, Gary Krafso, and in one session, he changed my life. And I went, how is that possible? In a room of 500 people, by the way.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my goodness. So I looked at him and I looked him up and I said, I need to study with him. And my studies with him, because I started those studies, I realized how much there was to know about this. And I realized that, you know, if you're going to really understand yoga, you've got to study it. You can't just say, I'm going to quit with that 200-hour class and that's going to be it for me. So there's a lot going on.
And we like to do that. We like to make the minimum effort and put the minimum requirements in, and we call ourselves masters and gurus and stuff. And you know, even I've taught people that right away after teaching them, they're like, oh, now I'm a master. And I'm like, no, you have to take this into the world and learn and grow and understand it deeper and evolve with it as it goes. And even what you know today must evolve tomorrow.
Right. You can't teach what you don't have.
Yes.
You know, you have to have it to be able to teach it.
Correct.
So, you know, that's where life history comes in. And we can go into that another time. But there's a lot of history involved.
Absolutely.
And the pain and overcoming pain and how you can either use pain and suffering as a launch pad to better yourself. So it really does work.
Oh wow, that's I will talk after the show, but I ended up getting sick, and one of the things that happened was my whole body kind of shut down on me in different ways, and I started to reuse the things that I learned a long time ago in order to build back up. And there's always has to be that foundation that you have to go back to.
Yes.
And so how do people get a hold of you when they want to reach out to you?
Okay, my number is 954-980-1514, and my email, I don't have a website up and running yet, is AVH, it's Angela Van Hemert, AVH60@yahoo.com.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for being my guest today, Angela.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, we'll be right back after this.